Okay, good evening. I would like to call to order this special meeting of the Common Council. It is Tuesday, May 16th, and the time is 4:30 PM. I will call the roll. Alderperson Leanne Stokes.
Here.
Alderperson Sean McAllister.
Here.
Alderperson Dan Stevens. Dan, can you hear us? Okay, we'll come back to him. Alderperson Diane Wolf.
Here.
Okay, Diane Wolf indicated here. She is online. Stephen Knott
Here.
and Alder Larry Jurassic is excused absence. I myself, Mayor Kim Smith, am present.
And then back to Dan.
Pardon me?
Back to Dan.
What?
So you go back to Dan Stevens?
I'm
Oh,
here.
Dan, thank you. I didn't know what you meant. I was thinking Dan, because you pointed at Dan Wick. I'm like, okay, Dan Stevens. We're maybe having a technical difficulty.
I'm present. I can hear you, Kim.
We're working on a technical difficulty with Dan Stevens' audio, just for everyone's information.
Alder Stevens, can you speak again?
I can hear everybody fine.
And this is Diane. I can hear him fine also.
PTO, not the school district, so she doesn't think you need to. All those are fine. And the Zoom is. If we had all the minutes back that were lost due to technical difficulties for virtual meetings, we could do something.
We might want to start doing audio checks like 5 minutes out in the future, just
We
to,
could have, because we were just sitting here waiting.
yeah.
Good idea. But we do have a director on staff now. And so maybe that person could come around and help us at times. Can he hear us?
Recording in progress.
We can't hear any of them. I feel like this happened another time. So they could use the chat.
Hello again.
Alder Wolf, can you talk and see if we can hear you?
I can hear you perfectly fine, Sabrina. Can you hear me?
Oh. Diane, can you speak one more time?
Hello there.
Ah,
Yay.
Hey, hey, woohoo. I'll mute now.
okay.
Okay. Dan Stevens. Are you present? Back to the roll. Dan Stevens.
Okay.
Okay, did he reply in the chat that he was here? Okay, so we do have Alder Dan Stevens present. Okay, item 2, approval of the minutes from the previous meeting. This would be the May Common Council meeting that we had last week.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from the previous meeting.
Second.
Motion on the floor by Leanne Stokes. It's been seconded by Stephen Knott to approve the minutes. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I,
Online people can give a thumbs up. Stacy can let me know.
Dan Stevens says aye. Diane Wolf says aye.
Okay, motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Item 3 is public input. Now is the time if anyone from the public would like to address the Common Council. Please come forward to the podium, state your name and your address, and you will have 3 minutes to address the Common Council this evening. Would anyone like to address the Common Council this evening? Second call for anyone wanting to address the Common Council. Third and final call. Is there anyone online requesting to address the Common Council?
No, there's not.
Okay, public input is now closed. Item 4, Administrative Committee, approval of a special events permit for Northern Hills Elementary School Color Hawk Walk on Saturday, June 3rd, 2023, located at 910 East Avenue North on Alaska. The information from this event is in your packet.
I move to approve the special events permit for Northern Hills Elementary School Color Hawk Walk on Saturday, June 3rd.
Okay, motion has been made by Stephen Knott. It's been seconded by Sean McAllister to approve this special event permit. Is there any discussion? Not seeing or hearing any discussion. The motion on the floor is to approve. All in favor of approving the special event, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no.
I have an aye from Diane Wolf and an aye from Dan Stevens.
Okay, motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Item 5, Parks, Recreation and Library Board is a discussion and possible action on lifeguard wages. I'll turn this item over to our Park and Rec Director, Dan Wick, for an introduction to the discussion.
So we're here tonight, just, this is kind of a fluid situation. We are struggling mightily to find enough staff to staff the pool this year. So what I'm requesting tonight is on the seasonal part-time employee scale wage that we did kind of towards the tail end of the budget process last year. Look at moving the grades of our lifeguards, our head guard, and our aquatic specialist. What I'm looking to do is take our lifeguard from a grade 3, which is a $9 to $12 range, moving them to a grade 5, which is $11 to $14. Our head guards from a grade 5, which is $11 to $14, to a grade 7, which is $13 to $16, and our aquatic specialist from a grade 8 to a grade 9. And then we would work within those grades to compensate our staff. We've had staff that have left and went to other local facilities, trying to get so we can be a little bit more competitive in the market for staffing purposes.
Thank you. Does the council have questions for Mr. Wick? Alder Stokes?
Yeah, Dan, the one question on the last one, what were the variations in the grade?
The grade 8 was a 14 to 17 and grade 9 is 15 to 18.
Thank you. Alder Knott?
And the most common question I ask, how do we pay for this?
So we are working with that. We are working with the pool schedule right now, having limited number of staff. We are going to have to modify our pool schedule. So we are working with that, as we speak right now. So we'll be minimizing the amount of time that the pool is open for open swim.
Will that cover the increased cost?
Correct.
It will.
That is the plan that we are working with right now.
Sabrina, you have any concerns with that?
Just looking at some preliminary documents that Dan has prepared, it would come in under budget or come in budget neutral.
Okay,
And we do, sorry,
it's
I
okay.
had
Go
anything
ahead.
else. We also do, we budget pretty conservatively in regards to revenues. Typically, we do go over in revenues for the pool revenue, but we just always budget pretty conservatively for that. So I'm not concerned with this change.
Okay, let's go over to, we'll come back to you, Stephen, but let's go over to Stacy.
I do have a question from Diane. She's saying ranges for the last 8 to a 9.
I did cover that. That was the same question that Leanne raised.
Yes.
That was the 14 to 17 and 15 to 18.
Thank you,
Are there
Dan.
any other questions for our online participants? No. Okay, we'll go back to Aldernott.
So as far as the budget neutral, is that considering the reduced hours and which will reduce the income that's going to be coming in?
Correct.
Okay.
I have one question, Dan. I feel like you did have like a seasonal pool pass sale already.
Yep.
Is there any issue with that since people have already bought pool passes and now we might not have, we don't know what the hours are going to be?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a big, too large of a change. Any changes that we make are going to be the ones that were the limited attendance anyhow. Right now, we are planning on not opening for night swim on Mondays and Fridays, but our average attendance in the years past has been less than 60 people on average on a given Monday and Friday nights. So that's what we're looking at to try to make the best decision possible we can. We also are running into times with the staff that we have and other commitments that there might be some days that we may not be able to open because we don't have enough staff.
Okay, Aldernott.
So with those two night swims being predominantly the events that are going to help pay for this, we're with 60 people on average, was that a revenue generator or was that an overall net loss with just 60 people?
Those nights were a net loss.
Okay, so okay, thank you.
Well, I mean, I think generally, Dan, the pool operates at a loss.
Pool does operate.
So it's just a planned, I mean, the city subsidizes the pool.
Right, but
So we're always operating at a loss.
Correct.
okay, but this would be a bigger loss than usual.
Those nights, we went through at the end of the last season as we were analyzing things, noting that night swim, we have family night swim on Tuesdays and Thursdays, which are, about double the average attendance with it because it's families that come in.
Okay.
So we're looking to keep the night swim Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and not have it on Thursday or on Mondays and Fridays.
Okay, Stacy Wilkes.
Alder Stevens has a question. I don't know, Dan, can you talk?
Just a second. Okay, go ahead.
He says no. Okay. What would the financial impact be if we maintained the same hours is his question.
Would probably be about a $10,000 addition to our budget.
If the pay increase resulted in enough lifeguards to support the hours that we've been open previously, the cost would be $10,000.
Correct. With the wages that we are proposing to have.
I move to approve the increased wages with the understanding that there will be a reduction in services on Monday and Friday night swims.
I second that.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor by Stephen Knott. It's been seconded by Leanne Stokes. Is there any further discussion?
Kim, can you hear me? Hold on
Just a
one
second. Amanda, you trying to talk?
Yeah. Can I make a suggestion to the motion? A friendly amendment?
You hear her?
Yeah, she said, can I make a suggestion for an amendment to the motion?
I don't think we need to dictate the pool hours because depending on schedules and things like that, those could change. We're also going to be closed for a few other days. I would make a friendly amendment that Alder Knott's motion be that it's approved, provided it's budget neutral.
Oh, all right, I'll make that motion.
Okay, so Alder Knott has maybe restated his motion to say that the wage increase is approved
As long as it's
with
budget
the
neutral.
understanding that it would be budget neutral.
Yep.
Does everyone agree to that? Does the seconder agree to that?
We'll need a second.
I second that.
Mom, let's go.
Okay, so if you want to do it that way, then is there any other discussion? So we'll have to vote on the amendment then. Okay, we'll vote on the amendment now, which is to change the wording to budget neutral. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Those opposed say no.
Diane Wolf and Dan Stevens both said aye.
Okay, so the voting was unanimous to approve the amendment. Now back to the original motion to amend or as amended, which would be with the pay increase resulting in budget neutral. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 We
Opposed,
have an
say,
aye from Diane and an aye from Dan.
okay, opposed, say no. That was everyone. Motion passes unanimously.
I move to adjourn.
Okay, Dan,
I
are
second
you
it.
good? Okay. All right, motion to adjourn by Alder Knott. It's been seconded by Alder Stokes. All those in favor of adjourning, please say aye.
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 Those opposed say no. We are adjourned. The time is 4:47. And Dan Stevens says, I can hear everything.
I said 15 minutes.